Hello, welcome to GME Admin Insights, the go-to podcast for the GME community. I'm your host, Natasha Brox, and I'm here to be your source for tips, valuable resources, and all things GME. Ready to level up your coordination skills? Well, let's dive in. Today, we will be talking about project management. Let's get that correct. Project management. I had recently completed my certificate for healthcare project management. And it was actually, let me get the real title. It's called Project Management and Healthcare. So I recently went through Six Sigma. They have like white belt, yellow belt, green belt, black belt, master black belt. So I went through Six Sigma to obtain my project management and healthcare, right? And I got a lot of questions about it. So I wanted to just talk about that today because a lot of the GMB community was kind of like, asking me, was I going into PMP, which is totally different. It's on the lines of it, but it's totally different. Was I leaving the GME community, and stuff like that. And then like, what is this certificate that you just got? Is it beneficial? How can I get it? How can I, look into it? So I wanted to make this podcast dedicated to project management in general as a whole. And, why I felt that I needed or I wanted to get the project management certificate in healthcare. Um, and if you know me, I'm always learning and growing as part of my personal professional development. So I always want to continue to learn something and use it within the GME community. So, which is the reason why I felt that I wanted to obtain this certificate. Um, I, it, you know, we, our job as leaders in our program, we are project managers anyway. Everything that we do stimulates from a project, whether it's onboarding, whether it's taking care of our program in so many areas. That's a continuous, project, right? So we do project management anyway. We do. And this certificate that I received only helps with the information that they provide. It only helps you in your job, right? With your task. And that's why I felt that I wanted to do this because a while ago, months ago, I was going to get my PMP, and I still might, I don't know, but I was going to get my PMP, and then other things, came up, whatnot. But when I was learning even the PMP process and the task of that, it's still in line with the PMP. It's still a project management, right? So this is just in healthcare. So it breaks down how to use it within the hospital or your program and stuff like that. And it really does help you with your daily task for your program, which is why I felt it beneficial for me. Okay. So I'm just going to break down basically what's a project improvement. So we know we deal with projects all the time. And so project improvement, it often refers to, like, of course, a project. You're improving that process. You're improving that project's process, right? Or continual improvement of the project, right? So it's a systematic approach to enhance the performance of a project or the project management process. So the processes that you do. So the goal of the project improvement is to identify the areas where the project or the project management process can be made more efficient. And we're always looking for, ways to work smarter and not harder, right? I know I do. So I want those efficiencies. I want to know, what can I do to make this more efficient for my work? How can I effectively, you know, streamline things? So it involves an ongoing evaluation and analyzing and adjusting things to ensure that, that project is achieved, and we can deliver our values. So, deliverables are, what's the end result of what we're doing. So some of the key aspects of project improvement, you know, include, of course, performing evaluation. We identify the areas for enhancement. So, like for me, it has always been onboarding. I've always wanted to streamline onboarding. So I always analyze. So I take onboarding as like a project. So I want to analyze that and I want to pinpoint the areas needed to improve, right? And it could be anything like all the paperwork, everything that we need. How can we more efficiently streamline this? That's just me. So it's whatever you want to areas you want to identify to enhance or to streamline or to make more efficient, right? We do a root cause analysis. We do. We dig deeper to get the understanding of things, right? And the causes of the issue. Where's the bottleneck at? How can we make it run more efficiency? So it's, the behind the scenes of the problem. What are the challenges that we face? How can we improve it? Right. So a lot of program coordinators, managers, administrators, you don't know that like you're working and you're doing projects anyway. And when you streamline things, when you look at things and you make it work more efficient, that's a project and that's management, and you're doing it and we're doing it. And this is what we do. When we collect data all the time. We always do that. We train and develop all the time. These are just things that goes into, all of the project management. It's in a major part of our role, right? We continually monitor things. We continue to, like I said, teach our team, or, we want to reduce the risk of our work. We have risks too. It's just not in patient care. It's in our program, it could be our paperwork. It could be one of our processes that we do. It's so many levels that we can use this on. And speaking with a lot of coordinators, if you don't want to be in GM anymore, like as far as a program coordinator, you want to do something else in healthcare, you can still use this in the hospital, in a clinic, even in HR. You can still use it because there's still some processes that will need to be streamlined, and improved and made better. So you can use this across the board. One thing that I asked is, like, as a program coordinator, how is it beneficial? How can I use and benefit from this certificate? How is being a certified project management beneficial for me as I work in the GME community, right? And when I started thinking about this, I was thinking about, like I said, all the projects that we do. We can, it's the as a coordinator working in GME, I felt that I can benefit significantly from this certificate by the principles that they have and the practices that I have in my role, right? So, like structure planning. Um, we plan things all the time. We have plans, like we even know what we're doing next year, right? We have interviews, we have we have the match day. The match day we have, onboarding, we have to get all the paperwork out. After onboarding, we have orientation. Okay. So after orientation, they start. But in between that, we still have medical students coming in. We still have, so those are structured planning that we already have. And project manager provides a structured approach to planning. So we as program coordinators can use techniques such as, it's called WBS, work breakdown structures, to help break down the complex tasks into manageable components. So this helps us to organize and prioritize the various amount of responsibilities that we have in our program. So what I like about WBS is when I was doing the certificate, it broke it down in words and in structures, in the structure, because it showed the structure and it gave examples of level 1, level 2, level 3, and how to break it down. And it's crazy because when we do things, we just do it. Okay, for me, I just do it, right? I never knew there were a term, a process, a technique, a metaphor for any of this. So it helped me to see that, oh, this is work breakdown structure, WBS, because I like to see, so you give me the big picture, but I want to see like all the detailed steps of how to get to that picture. You can show me a house, but I want to know, what's the bones look like? When was it built? Let me pull back the carpet. Can I see the floor? New appliances or not? I want to see the bones, the structure of it. So that way I know, okay, I can see the big picture after all of that. So when you break things down with the WBS, it's more beneficial. Like for me, I keep continually thinking about onboarding, right? So I'm like, how can work breakdown structure help me in the onboarding of the residents? So when I started to break down different things, like I would struggle with, or I wanted to improve a more seamless process, I said, okay, well, my first line would be to define onboarding goals and objectives. What do I want to get out of it? What is my goal? What is my objective? Right? So create a top level task. That's what it is. And then outline the goals of resident onboarding, right? Such as like onboarding intern success. So that would be my objective. I want to do it successfully and streamlining it as well. So then when I break down the onboarding phase, I would divide the onboarding process into more phases. They're called like branches, such as pre-arrival, orientation, training, onboarding support. Each phase become a separate branch in WBS. So, I think about the paperwork process of it, the paperwork, distributing it out to them. We use new innovations. So one, I think that is great. I don't have to go back and forth. I can put it in new innovations, put all the forms there, give them due dates, send reminders after so many days if they haven't completed it. I think that process is streamlined, right? And then they bring it, well, they upload it. They upload it back into new innovations. My issue is in where like I felt that the certificate could be helpful for me is like, but when we get it back, it's all in new innovations. I have to take it out of new innovations, put it in a folder on the S drive, so kind of like double work, right? And then not only that, it's like the other tedious parts of the job is, within new innovations, then we have to take it and we have to put their information. Well, everything is transferred from errors over, making sure it's correct, but it doesn't have everything. You have to put in, their medical school. You have to put in their date of graduation, Social Security. Once you get their in NPI, I just wish there was a process to where once it uploads into New Innovation, that it automatically goes into their file in New Innovation. We don't have to input all of that stuff. So, just breaking down those phases. Sometimes I overthink, and I know I'm sorry. I just try to figure out how can this be streamlined? How can I make it more efficient? So I'm spending less time on each and every individual task when I could just be doing something else, right? So that's what I think about, So that's one way. That's just one way how the process, the project management certificate can help. It can help with also resource allocation. You know, I don't know if you guys do the budget or anything, but efficient resource management is a core part, I know, of my position. So I can benefit from like the allocation resources when I do budget, even personnel, when the residents come on, materials in a way that maximizes the program's efficiencies, so that way I'm not wasting time, material, money, even time management. It helps with the project management tool. That it's a chart called the Gantt chart. I'm pronouncing that correctly. And critical path analysis. It helps in maintaining timelines. We know that we live off of timelines. We do. We live off a timeline. We have a coordinator timeline, right? So, like as for me, I can use these two techniques, right, to schedule activities, track the process, and ensure that key milestones are being met in a timely manner. So I said I was going to dig more into the Gantt chart and try to set it up for me, because I don't have issues with time management, but just to see if it'll help me better than what I'm doing now. But we have critical paths. We have critical timelines that we need to meet. Milestones. And things like that. So it just helps with the timeline management with those two components. Even risk management. We have risk all the time. When people think about risk management, they always just think about patient care. What's the risk of patient care? But identifying risk in the project management practice is something that coordinators do as well, right? We as coordinators can assess and manage risk associated with any of our programs to ensure that potential challenges, or anticipate, we can anticipate anything and address it. We have risk with like our patients, our residents, medical students, if we have those over. There are risks in our program that we handle. We don't really think about it. We don't really reflect on it. We just do the work. But when you know what risk in your program that you have, you can address it, right, quickly. We do that anyway. So this just gives you more techniques and ways, more efficient ways to do it, which is, why I like the certificate program. I really learned a lot from that. It helps you with like efficient communication and collaboration with others. Like if you have an issue communicating, you know, we can use these principles to foster like open communication, be more transparent when communicating with our team, with our faculty and other stakeholders. So I always say communication is key, and having that communication aspect of things, if you do struggle with that, it gives you different techniques on how to not just overcome it, but what you do, the strategies you could do. You know, even with quality assurance, it quality assurance, is a key component, right? Not just in project management, but within our program. We keep everything running. We want to ensure that our processes that we have in our program meets the institution accreditation requirements. So quality is just not, again, inpatient care. It's still within our programs, right? So when I was doing the certificate program, I saw different techniques that I could use to continue to ensure that my program meets and exceeds the institution standards, the GME standards, or even ACGME requirements. We just need to ensure that those are always met. But again, I always say that we are leaders in our own right. We are program managers, program project managers. We are all of that, right? We document, we report. We in our program, it's not just our program and it's just going to stay the same. No, it is continually changing. It is continually updating. So that means we have to continue to improve our program and ourselves, right? So the concept of continuous improvement is center for our programs. And that is a core of the project management certificate that I have, right? We regularly assess our performance in our program with our residents, so it has lessons that we can apply to enhance our program, how we deal with our program, how we can continually to improve, our program, our task to ensure our program, continues to improve. So being a program coordinator and doing this certificate, this project management certificate, the principles that they have, the practices that they have, and I can apply them to my daily responsibilities. Literally, it is. I feel like it's for project management, but that's why they tailored it to healthcare, because I can increase my efficiencies, right, within the program to ensure that, I stay compliant with regulations, enhance my overall quality in my program. Because like I said, like onboarding is just it's, I guess that's my weak spot, but it will help me organize. It will help me plan. It will help me, manage the various aspects of the onboarding process more effectively by the breakdown of the WBS, right? So that's one of the main reasons why I decided that I was going to do this certificate, because it's helped me so far. I'll say that. I know that, and I didn't do it, because I got a question, did you do it for more money? No, I didn't do it for more money. When I do things, I do it for me. I do it for my growth. I do it for my professional development, not for money. Money will always come, you know, it will be there. But if I want more money, I need to improve myself, right? So you need to continually to improve anyway. And plus, my work and my work ethic is me. So if my work is not good, it reflects on me. I'm not good. And I don't want anyone to be like, oh, she don't know what she's doing. We don't want her. Or I saw how she works. I don't want to hire her. Or I don't want to, you know, lack of better words. I don't want to, don't you hate when you do that? I don't want to, promote her, you know? So if no one wants to promote me or I don't get a promotion or I don't, you know, that's not a good look on me, right? So I continue to better me for me. I continue to grow me in my professional development. So, somebody can look at me like, yeah, let's promote her. I want her. Yeah. But I do all of this for me. I want to be the best me I can be in my professional career, right? So that's why I continue to these are all of my goals that I've set for myself that I continue to mark off. I have a lot of goals and I continue to mark them off. And um, that's just it. But I noticed that we do project management anyway. So I said I wanted to take this course to really dive more into project management to help me streamline the projects that we have anyway. We do it anyway. So why not see how I can do it more efficient, how I can do it just a little bit better, and in hopes to streamline, make it less for me, since we have so many tasks and responsibilities. How can I streamline this more? And when you have the tools to do it, then that's what I did. That's a tool for me to use in my role, at my program. So that's why I did it. That's a little bit about project management. It helps you, improve not just you, but your program and your work and your workload and your task as well. So that's just a little bit about it. You can look it up. Six Sigma. Six Sigma is a great company. They are like a core for all of the other, like I said, black belt, yellow belt. I want to do the black belt master, but I don't know. But for now, that I said I was going to do that. I'm still looking into completing my PMP, but I'm unsure of that as well. But I have a lot of things that I want to do. I have a lot of goals. That's the only thing that I would continue to say is set your goals, slowly but surely, have short-term goals, long-term goals, and nothing too heavy. If it's a heavy goal, break it down if you have to, but continue to grow, continue to learn, continue to do. And everything is not meant for everybody, right? So you figure out what you need, what's going to help you, how you're going to grow in your role, in your profession, as a person, and do that, stick to that, but detail your goals down, mark them out, crush them one by one, and that's it. Just do you, it's crazy because everybody, I have this one girlfriend like, dang, I didn't know you was doing that. What I do is for me and I just do it, right? I just say, oh, yep, that's what I want to do. And I just started doing it. Boom, 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 right? So, and then it'd be like, oh, you did that. Oh, you did that. But it's just my goals that I have for myself professionally, right? And when I achieve them, I feel good for myself. But then when everybody sees it, then they're like, oh, I didn't know you was doing that. Oh, I didn't know you got that. Oh, I didn't know you. because it was for me. But then after that, I do, like my little accolades, and I'm okay. Yeah, I did that. Pat myself on the back. Um, but you have to do this for you and no one else. Because if you do, you will be let down. You won't complete your goals. You won't complete what you set out to do. And you're doing it for all the wrong reasons, honestly. You know, you can't, I mean, you can do things for money, but like you do it and you don't get the money, then what? You're going to be let down. You're like, I should never did that. So you have to do it for you. Figure out what you want, figure out where you want your career to be, where you want to end up, and then go from there. But you have to self reflect on this information. You have to write everything down and then start chopping away. At least that's what I do. But that wraps up another enlightening episode. So thank you, you guys. And remember, like I always say, your dedication keeps the gears of GME turning. And your growth matters, not for me, but for you. Until next time.